And so a lot of respect for those guys who played this afternoon.
What are the biggest reasons for the defensive lack of the defense just not being as good this season? You know, now that we're 82 games concluded, how do you try to process the downgrade that happened this season?
Downgrade, I think when you look at the makeup of the roster, it's not a defensive team. You know, we got to do it as a group, and we were inconsistent with that throughout the season. So we've got to go back to figure out how to help them be consistent on the defensive end. Offensively, we were consistent. Defensively, we weren't.
Do you think you overperformed defensively last season? Because this season, even to the point of Max's injury and then the subsequent trade during the Smith, you guys were not as good as you were last season.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say we overachieved. I think we just did things to pay attention to details, but we were, I think, more defensive-oriented last year. This year it was offense, but that's across the board. The league was more offensive-minded this year. You had more 40-point games. I think there was 56 or 58 more of those. Just defense, you know, you got to have a defensive mind. But we were on the offensive side of the ball, and we did that well. We just got to get, again, this summer we got to get better defensively. Length could help, but we got to rebound the ball. That was one of the biggest things. I thought even last year we struggled to rebound the ball at times. So that's just something that we got to look at.
You guys were in fourth place, I believe, as recently as March 12th, and had some more than a few gut punch losses. And I'm thinking especially with the Lakers game, Golden State game, or others. Is there one in particular that strikes you as like, hey, you took the wind out of your sails?
No, they all losses do. All losses hurt, you know. Especially when you're fighting to get in. We had plenty of opportunities, and we just didn't deliver. We didn't play well, or we didn't play defense, or we didn't come up with a big stop when we needed to, and that happens during the season. When you talk about, you know, being consistent, we weren't consistent, and we have to look at that going into this summer. Is how can we be consistent, not just you know, sometimes, but you know, through training camp and through the season. So we'll look at that. We'll talk about that this summer. But all losses, I mean, tough losses, blowout losses, they all hurt because, you know, you feel that, you know, we need to win, and we just we weren't able to do that down the stretch.
Yeah, I guess I was just wondering if any in particular, like, seemed to, you guys kind of went into a downspin, especially after the Golden State loss. So I just didn't know if maybe that one hung with you a little more.
No, I don't know if they hang with you because there's so many games in a short amount of time, and so you got to keep pushing forward. So you would have to look or ask the group if those hung, but I think more or less you know the good teams will push forward, and that one is forgotten, and you have to focus on the one that's in front of you. And maybe that was some of the issues that we just couldn't get past some of those tough losses.
Jason, how much progress did Josh make from last year to this season?
Yeah, I thought Josh, you know, there's quite a few guys who on the development side have had big jumps. Josh is one of them, Hardy's another. And so just looking at those two, you know, Josh has had a great season. Now it's, you know, we're going to ask a little bit more from him. And I thought during the season when we started to give him the ball to make decisions, I thought he responded in a positive way. So now can he run the offense? Can he get guys in position? And that the value of that will be great if he can develop that. That's just going to make him that much better.
Is that the next step for him?
Yeah, that would be the next step, besides being consistent.
What's the next step for Luka?
For Luka, he's I know you guys won't say that he's improved, but he had a hell of a season. He's one of the best players in the world. He was in the race for MVP. So I think for the next part is just it's, you know, the marathon. It's such a long season when so many people ask for so many things from him, and is being able to put the priorities in order to be able to run that marathon. It's a long marathon. He's, scoring over 30 points a game, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. We're asking him to do everything. And so I think for him, it's being able to run that marathon at that rate and with that and what's the roster look like around him. And that's important.
He acknowledged frustration during the season, said there were issues off the court that was bothering him as well. How much will you spend the extra time that you go out of your way during the offseason to make sure he's in a good place and things like that, or you just kind of about that?
No, I think, one, he's not a robot, right? Like, we might look at him as a video game, but he has feelings, and he was vulnerable when he opened up to you guys. I think that takes balls to be able to, courage to be able to say that publicly. And he's 24 years old. He's learning how to handle different things in life, on and off the floor, like we all have. Everyone sitting here before me at 24, has had problems at home or at work. Unfortunately, you guys aren't publicly, scrutinized, but he's learning how to deal with that. And as he gets older, he's going to understand what he has to do. But I thought that was mature on his part to share that with you guys. Instead of being criticized, let's praise the young man that he did share something with you guys, because normally he doesn't share his public life with you guys. So I think that's a sign of maturity. It's a sign that he's going in the right direction, and we'll talk. I'll probably go see him at some point. But I think the big thing is for him to take this break, reboot, and be ready for a longer marathon next season.
Jason, it's been a tough time, obviously, for Mavs fans, and a tough week as well. What's your message to them?
To be patient, understanding everything that is talked about can be true or not true. But I think the big thing is when you're building a championship team, you have to be patient. It doesn't happen overnight. Success doesn't, come with one trade. It takes a couple seasons. Going through that in 08 or 09 when I came here, we didn't win right away, but we did end up putting the right team together to finally win a championship. And so I think it's just about being patient. We love the support, the excitement, to be able to sell out every night. We don't take that for granted. But I think just a little patience, especially with change, is needed. And so understand we're not happy with the way things finished. But we promise that we will continue to work and push forward, and we'll get better.
We got Luka ready. We'll do one more, and then one more. Kevin, go ahead.
What did you learn about your working relationship with Kyrie Irving that you'll be able to speak to when you all sit down with him this summer about what it looks like for him in a Mavericks uniform beyond just this season?
What's our relationship?
What was your working relationship like with Kyrie?
It was great. Like, I've known him, so it's great. I think I've said this before. He's at peace. He likes it here. He's really enjoyed his time. I know you guys will talk about the record that, which is fair and not fair, is between the two players of Luka and Kai, but there's also other participants. So let's put everybody in that fishbowl, not just those two. But I think he's excited to be here. He's excited to work with Luka. He believes that we have a chance to win, and so this is a big summer, not just for us as Mavs, but for Kai. He's going to be a free agent here, and so everything we've done is to show that this is a great city, a great organization, and now it's time to continue to build that process of winning a championship.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We'll move Luka right in.